Defense against the dark art of seduction. I don't know what you were expecting when you saw the topic. You're asking yourself, what are we talking about here? Seduction? What is seduction? What does it involve? Maybe from the movies and romance and all that, you've seen certain things. Oh, this is seduction. I don't know your mentality. Is it an evil thing? Is it a good thing? Is it a normal thing that should happen? Does it actually happen? Is it so specific to certain things? Is it something that's so dangerous, like as in, we see it as something so, does it really happen every day, or it's only some people who can seduce at particular points, special people who have some mastered devilish mind who seduce? So we are going to look at seduction for what it is and how seduction works. Once again, Who Do I Marry? Written by evangelist Philip Kofi, going for 35 CDs. Get a copy to promote the evangelism ministry. It's a good book, not just for the sake of buying it, but it will help you in your choice of a life partner as a young man. The first thing I would like to say is that to seduce is to lead astray. The word seduction comes from the Latin word seducere, which means to lead astray. In medicine, we have something called adductor muscles. And usually there are muscles, there's one here. It helps your finger to move away. For example, there's one adductor muscle here that helps your thumb to move away from the fourth finger. So it's an adductor away from. So what do I mean by saying to seduce is to lead astray? All of us have a particular path that we are going on. We have our own preconceived notions on things. We have our way of thinking. And someone wants to get you into another path. He wants you to get to your attention directed towards them. It might be political seduction. It might be a social seduction. It might be a sexual seduction. But the person has an ultimate aim of sending you in a particular direction. Initially, maybe the person had just come to tell you that you would initially be against the idea completely. I don't want to do it. So the person has to find a way, a means of what? Leading you away from that, your preconceived notions. All of a sudden, the way you think and the way you feel has changed. And you don't know why. It's not magic. It's psychology. So let's see exactly. We're going to look at some seductive characters. Later on, we'll look at the process of seduction, how it goes. So, first of all, we talk about the evolution of seduction. What do I mean? Seduction has evolved. First and foremost, why is it so dark? Okay, let's talk about the feminine seduction. What is feminine seduction? Seduction from the side of a woman. What form does it take? And why is it that women have a very strong seductive ability? One, experience has taught them to substitute skill for force. Do you understand what I'm saying? In the past, everything was war. You know what I'm talking about? Men were like, if you see another city, you would just want to take it. What do you do? See, these people have gold. There's no discussion. No. There was something like diplomacy or and caring about other people. Like you now living in a more political kind of world. But in those times, it was crazy. You know how they fought their wars. So I just see these people. I want their women. I want their harvest. And I'm stronger. Force, violence. So men were violence. Men were about, I want it, I take it. So it affected women in so many ways. Because a man wants you, and he will use any ways and means of getting you. So women didn't have that strength, and they still don't have that physical strength. She cannot beat you. She cannot beat you on the average. So what does she have to do to get you to do what she wants you to do? She has to find ways and means. So she has to substitute skills, her way of thinking. What can I do to get this man? So you have to look for your weaknesses. Okay, men like to see curvy body. They like to see a beautiful face. I'll do that. I'll pull him in. So I'm going to enchant him until he surrenders. You get where I'm coming from? So what happens is that, first of all, seduction always starts from the mind. We'll go through the process. You understand what I'm talking about? So your mind is the first point of attack. She has to get into your head, or he has to get into your head before anything else takes place. Because, like I started, you have your preconceived notions already. Maybe you've not even seen the person. You have your own will. You don't do what the person wants you to do. So the person has to find a ways and means of getting you to do that. So the person has to enter your head to build amount of interest from you towards them and turn that interest into desire. There's a difference between interest and desire. You understand what I'm saying? Interest is, I'm interested in mathematics. When I go to school and I get to school and we are doing maths, I like it. But when I get home, I don't really think so much about maths. It doesn't obsess me. But desire is a step up from interest, where you are not just interested in it, but you think about it. You want to, a desire, a longing. That is where it's a step. Let me give you an example. You get into a bus, you see some fine girl, and you are lusting at her hair so much. You say, "Wow, this girl is fine." I'm telling you, 2 days after, you've even forgotten that you met that girl. You are just interested. You could meet a lady at church every Sunday. You are interested in that lady. Whenever you see her at church, you say, "This girl is fine." But in the course of the week, you're not thinking about her. You are not desiring her yet. That's the difference between interest and desire. So sometimes maybe in the beginning you're interested in her, but if she's able to play her cards well to get into your head, then the interest will now move to desire. It's not magic, it's psychology. There are certain things that happens before interest is built up into desire. So the mind first, then your fantasies will be stimulated, keeping you wanting more, creating a pattern of hope and despair. So she frustrates you today, say, that's what will keep you through the week thinking about her. Because you're not sure. Seduction draws on confusion and excitement. You're excited, but you're confused. That's the basic rule of seduction. So we are talking as men. We are talking about sexual seduction, political seduction, social seduction, advertisement, and all. We are all seduction. But I will concentrate a lot on the sexual seduction. So she sees you, and maybe she did something. Something happened between the two of you. We'll come there. And because of that, in the course of the week, I just wonder, this girl really like me. But she did this. She showed me that she liked me. She likes me. She even came around. She came to talk to me. But when she didn't even look at me when, you see, then you start thinking, she has got into your head. That is the what? Seduction. That's the initial seduction, just of the mind. So from the mind, you go to the heart, where you are now confused, feelings, emotions comes in, confused, and at the same time excited. You're excited because something, she has shown you something, or you've seen something about this girl that excites you. When you are just excited, you will not desire. You just be confused. That's why before you fall in love, you realize that it's always a phase in love that you go, she loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. She loves me not. It's a very crucial position or a phase in love. If it doesn't happen, interest, it doesn't move into desire. And it's a low point something. Things have to transform to the next degree, next gear. Okay, so I'm talking about female or feminine seduction. And I'm saying that seduction is a feminine warfare. Men borrow. It's a feminine, like, because women have to substitute skill for force. And because of that, they built that over centuries, right from the days of Eve. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Because men use force in direction. That's why men are very bad when it comes to seduction, generally. You don't even know how to. And we always think that we are all that, but we're not really doing anything most of the time. But when a woman wants to seduce you, or wants to get you to do what she wants you to do, or wants to get you interested in her, she's more effective. Because she's always learned from childhood to substitute skill for force. Because she cannot force you, she cannot use that kind of thing. So she has to substitute skill for force. So very skillful. So it's like, seduction is like a way a military person is planning to destroy an army. You see what I'm talking about? So you want to destroy your enemy. Okay, I have to represent it. So the military person wants to destroy the enemy, and he has to sit down and plan, taking everything into account, details. What does this guy like? Okay, I see that every time he moves with that guy. I think this guy was, Richard was giving us this thing. So what will I do? Okay, I seen that I want to talk, but it seems as if he's not minding me. I'll talk to his friend. When I talk to his friend, I'll create a triangle of desire. What will happen? He will be jealous. That why dad goes to his friend and didn't come to him. Then he'll be thinking about it and he'll be jealous. When he's jealous, more of his thoughts will revolve around me. Emotions will come up. and I can get him from that. And she knows it. You don't know. Every woman knows this. Doesn't just know. Maybe you might know, but you don't really understand it. You don't really internalize it that deep because you're a guy. You are more about get it, do it. She's skillful. She's supposed to use violence or force or giddy giddy or impose herself. Indirection, subtleness, calculating everything. Then it comes to the masculine kind of seduction. As in seduction as a way to overcome a woman's resistance. So you always go to this girl, or you've seen this girl, but you realize that if I approach her the way she is, she will push me away. She's all that this thing. She sees herself that she's better than me. So men started adopting ways of seducing women, and that's where we got the Don Juan legend. Initially, that legend was a legend that men fantasized about. As in, yes, and I'll get more girls. But as time went on, women even became more obsessed with the Don Juan legend more than men, because you will get there. You understand what I'm saying? I hope you get there. So men can dazzle with their appearance in terms of their dressing. You know the metrosexual. You know who a metrosexual is? A man who is very so much obsessed with his dressing, his perfume, his shoe, new shoe, and all that, and it's quite attractive to women in that way, and stimulate imagination to play the coquette, which you will get there, as in playing cold to stir interest. The use of seductive language is a critical thing that men also use. But one thing I want to ask to understand is that men borrow from women, and women also borrow from men when it comes to seduction. Do you understand what I'm saying? Women use seductive language, men use seductive appearance. And the Bible says, the book of Proverbs chapter 5, that her tongue, the seductive woman, her tongue is as smooth as oil. Have you seen that before? Look at, women are, like we always say, this I'm not once, it's Bible. Who has the Bible here? Proverbs chapter 5. You talk about a seductive woman, and you just wonder, is it true? Tongue smooth as oil. You don't have a sweeter tongue than a seductive woman. I'm telling you. They can say things and do things that will get to you. Someone should look for that verse for me, so I will look. Verse 3. Okay. For the lips of an immoral woman drips honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. Now, there. Okay, let's move on. So it can be cross-gender. So what about social seduction? Social seduction is about in the social sphere, at the workplace. Seduction takes place. Somebody wants to get a boss's approval. So as soon as the boss comes, goes and take the bag and say, "Boss, how are you doing today?" Seducing the boss. As time goes on, if there are any opportunities and all that, he's the one who gets it. So seduction takes place everywhere. Even celebrities use those same seductive tactics as a way to charm and win over their audience. The film world and media also create a galaxy of seductive stars that you want to get to know about. We are obsessed with them. Shatawale. You think you just like Shatawale because you like? No. Something is happening that has made you fall in love. Because seduction, you have to fall in love. Be it a politician, you have to fall in love with the politician. So that you can't so obsessed that you not support the politician. So, you are still talking for him. Seduction at work. Advertisements. You watch the advertisements and they make you feel as if, so far as you connect yourself with these biscuits, then you're royal. If you go to work, everything will be all right. Subliminally, they are communicating to you in a way. So you want to buy that, or you use Omo, and everything in your this will become white. So it becomes that white. But you might think that this will think that, but it's affecting you subconsciously. So you get attracted to that product and you want to buy it and get associated with it. Or you say that if you use this product, women will like you. So maybe because that's free. You know the girl saying you left for the other guy. You see what I'm talking about? So they are seducing you. So in your mind, maybe you might think that you are smart. But it's working in your mind and you are going to buy that spray because subconsciously you think that if you buy that spray, women will like you. Or the beer, this thing, then you dancing, all that. You say, then so it's going to be fun. So you do, the girls will come to you, you can dance, and everybody. I think that the advert, very, very selective. In your mind, you don't really realize the way things are going, but it's doing something to your mind. So that's the social seduction. Then we can talk about political seduction. Politicians consciously see themselves as seducers. On a grand scale, right when they come to the stage, they know the way to catch attention, the catchphrases, repeat that after me. And you get involved in it. You feel as if you are part of a cause. You are part of a group which is going to achieve something big. You are part of a team. So you fall in love. Right from the colors to the way the stage was set, and somebody comes and shows we are emotional talk, and you are caught in. It's seduction. You are being led astray in the direction they want to send you. Wow. Napoleon Bonaparte was one of the most seductive leaders in history. Let's look at the two sides of seduction: the seducer and the seduced. So, seducer is the one doing the seduction, and the seduced is the one being seduced. What I mean when I say two sides of seduction is that the seducer has to have something in his character about him, and he has to identify those things. I want you to understand something. Maybe so before someone seduces, the person knows their strength, and they know the thing about them that's attractive. She knows that she has large breasts, and that's attractive. So she knows how to cut her clothes up to this side to catch you. If she doesn't have large breasts, she knows that's not her weakness. Maybe it's the backside. I guess where I'm coming from. And apart from it's two sides. When we talk about strategy, we saw that you have to know yourself and know your what? Enemy. That's why I use the military analogy. So you have to know, the seducer knows about himself, what he can use to pull the other person in. And the seducer also knows about that person, the person's weaknesses, the chinks in the armor. So when you go to war, have you seen an armor before? There are chinks in it. Yeah. As in there are places that if you are very careful, because the chinks are those joints, which are the joint region. Because if the thing is so straight, you cannot really enter. You see, so you have to put there. So usually when they are targeting, they are coming riding on their horse, they are looking for that chink. Because if they hit you at the armor itself, it will not get you. So you have to look for that chink, put it there. That is what seduction is about, your weaknesses. So what does it seduce you with? Because the Bible in James, the book of James chapter 1 says that nobody can seduce you apart from that which you yourself want already. If you don't like beans, I cannot seduce you with beans. I know that you like atomo. If I bring that one here, you'll be seduced because you like it. Are you getting where I'm coming from? So the seduction has two sides. The side of a seducer, that's the strength of a seducer, what it is about a seducer that makes him strong, that attracts other people to him. And the seduced. The aim of a seducer is to get you to fall in love. Because the seducer knows that when you fall in love, you act differently. You become blind. That's why people support political parties or the country is not going on, and yet you are blind because you're in love. You still support them and kill yourself. So you have to fall in love. That is the aim of seduction. Because love casts a spell on you. And you are pliable, you are manageable. And you don't even see that you are being manipulated. So your mind will first become filled with thoughts of a loved one. You start growing emotional and you lose the ability to think straight. And you act in foolish ways. And you surrender to the will of the loved one. And your desire to possess that person. You want to have that person for yourself. And you lie in your bed. We'll talk about that. There's a way to stop yourself from falling in love with even a woman, because seduction is a process. It's not, we think love is magic. Love is psychology. It's not magic. It's psychology. Because let me tell you something. Let's look at the book of Proverbs chapter 7, verse 25. Someone should open it for me. And Proverbs chapter 6, verse 25. Solomon was very particular about these things.
Proverbs 7:25.
Yeah.
Do not let your heart turn aside to her ways.
Mm-hmm.
Do not stray into her paths.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see, if your heart turns aside to her ways, what does that mean? In your bed, then you are thinking about this girl.
Mm-hmm.
You're in trouble. Because what happens is that you are going to sleep. As soon as you sleep, you are going. When you sleep, SLIP,
Yeah.
you cannot control, you are going to fall. So you are setting the stage. The more that they revolve in your mind, they start infecting your mind. So as soon as you're able to cut those processes and you don't encourage yourself to be doing that, it will not happen. You cannot fall in love without that secret place. You cannot fall in love without having that secret place. Look into your past. Have you ever fallen in love with a girl without lying in your bed? That time that you lied in your bed to fantasize about her, that was the beginning of your fall. It wasn't the time you saw her. That one, the interest was there. Do you understand what I'm saying? It wasn't the time that you meet her. The time that your interest went deep was in your secret place. When nobody was looking at you. When you were in your own head and you're thinking, oh, if I get this girl, I'll be happy. Oh. If you look at her mouth, look at her this. That was the time you fell in love. 625, what does it say?
625 says that do not lust after her beauty in your heart, nor let your allure.
Yeah.
No, sorry, nor let her allure you with.
Can you understand?
Eyes.
Don't lust after her beauty in your heart.
Yeah.
That is the place where trouble starts. Or allow her to allure you with the eyes. That's in her presence. That is where the trouble starts. So. That secret place something. So then you fall in love. You become emotional. Seduction is like, I'll use two analogies. A word castle. I've seen in the past. Like I like to use the strategy aspect and the army aspect to explain things. You see, when an army gets to the castle and the castle is walled and they cannot enter, what do? They have to find a way of getting into the castle. A young man meets a young woman, or a young woman meets a young man, and this young woman sees that the young man is walled. He has his own ideas about himself. He's not really allowing the young woman to get in. She has to break into the castle. What does she have to do? The Trojan horse is one of the ways. You know about the story of Troy? Helen of Troy.
Yeah.
And the way the Trojans were, they were able to send, they carved the wood.
Yeah.
They surrounded the city for a long time. They couldn't enter the city. So what they did was that they carved the wood in the form of a horse. And they said, oh, they want to cut the war. They don't want to fight anymore. So they sent only about a few of their listeners to push the horse into the city. Not knowing there were people in the thing. So in the night, the people got out of the horse, opened the gates, and the army went in. So you see, you enter indirectly. So she comes to you or he comes to you as a friend. But as time goes on, then things change. So, when you start an approach indirectly, or when the seducer or seducer approaches you indirectly, your defenses go down. Because he's just asking to be a friend, he's just being friendly to me, he's all that. By the time you realize, because the seducer knows what he's doing, he will start infecting you. By the time you realize you're falling in love. So the thing is that the seducer or seductress lures you. He has to lead you astray. Have you seen someone trying to catch someone's dog? Or you want to catch a chicken and you bring the corn? You enter, you're in the box. I don't know if you are getting the rat trap.
Yeah.
The rat is lured with a possibility of pleasure. If you fall in the ass, you are caught in. So you see, she has to use something to lure you in. And most of the time, it's her beauty. So the possibility of the pleasure you might get with her, that, oh wow, if I get this girl on my side, fine girl, look at that body. If I'm in the bed with her, you see where I'm coming from? That is the pleasure. And the dangerous part is that the experience of the pleasure will make you open up and weak. There's this song that I came to discover. It was sung by this musician, Camila Cabello. The title is She Loves Control. And one of the lines in it is that once you have a taste, you never give it. I want to remember the exact words. You never give it up. I wish I would. I don't have it here. Like once you have a taste of it, you can never give it up. She loves control. She wants it her way, And once you have a taste of it, you can never give it up. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. That was one of the lines in it. It's a very, very true statement. It's a very, very powerful statement. Falling in love, like I said before, is not a matter of magic. It's psycho. Something is happening. So, like I'm saying, seducers radiate some quality that attracts people to them and stir their emotion. Every one of us has something about us that draws people in. Seducers identify those things and use it to destroy people, to pull people in. All of us seduce. Blaze seduced his wife, whether conscious or unconscious, before he got her. And you have to be able to seduce a woman before you can get her.
Oh, yeah.
So seduction can be used for good or for evil. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because somebody is seducing where you could chop your money well. I don't know, but you have to understand seduction, how it works. Ask to defend yourself and ask also to use it to get what you want. Both in the social sphere, the political sphere, the sexual sphere, in any way. Okay, so I'm talking about the first kind of seducer, which is the siren. Do you know what a siren is? When you're in school, do you have a siren? It goes wing, 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 wing.
Yeah.
After the story, the siren itself is the term used to describe, if you've read Homer's Iliad before, I don't know if you've read that book before. Homer. He was a writer. Odysseus. Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Yeah, that story. It's a long movie. When you watch that movie before, there's a time that Odyssey and his men were in a boat. They were riding towards the sirens. The sirens were in the sea, in the middle of the sea. And whenever you're approaching them, they start singing. Their voice is so sweet that you will move there. You just want to see what's happening. And what he said was like, he asked his men to cover their ears with wax. They put wax there so they will not hear anything. And he tied him. He made them tie him because he wanted to experience it. You see, and he made them tie him to a mast, a hardwood, so that he couldn't move. Then his ears were open, he was hearing. And as the men here were close, so they weren't here, he was shouting, "Let us go there, let us," because the song was so sweet. That's the siren. You cannot run away from a siren. They are dangerous. And the siren is a woman. She operates on basic emotions. And they have effects on one and all. Whether you are the rigid type, you are the professor type, you are the thinker, you are the free kind, the siren has because they operate on emotions, basic. What do I mean by that? I don't know if you identify some sirens in your life today. When you see them, you identify them. You know, it's not about beauty. Some of them are not so fine, but you see that girl, you just attract, you just want to do. I don't know how you get where I'm coming from. She's so beautiful, but she knows how to present herself. Her manner, her dressing, everything is just in place. She's not so pretty necessarily, but she knows how to. And you just see her and you lust after her because she's operating in your basic emotions. She stands out from other women. She's different. And she finds a way of getting you to chase her. A touch of the dangerous. You talk about men like Paris. You know Paris? The story of Trojan. Troy. He was the one who caused the war.
Yeah.
He went to another person's land, were sent to go and make peace. He went there with his brother. They got there, and he saw a fine siren. The girl was fine. He knows how to present herself, her voice, her adornments, her manner. And this woman went to steal somebody's wife and brought it back. And it caused war. They said, just bring her woman. Paris said, no way. We'll fight. So because of one woman, Helen of Troy, the whole city was destroyed. That's how powerful the siren is. You have a taste and you never give it up. You can't let her go. There are women in people's lives that you say, why is this guy walking with this man? Why is this guy walking with this woman? This woman is so superficial. She doesn't respect the guy, but the guy is so caught in. He cannot run away anywhere. The emotions are in. And then one of the most important traits of a siren, apart from her ability to stand out from another woman, when you see women in the room and you see the siren, you say, this is a siren. And the fact that she has a way of getting you the man to chase her because you lust. The siren is about physical qualities. Her scent. the femininity, the makeup, the clothing. You just see her, the clothing, the way the curves are just showing, the scent, her manners. A beautiful face does not make a siren. A woman doesn't really want to be a siren. She just know it's like it doesn't even make sense. It's irrational. It's like the way like a cape on a bull. You know what a cape on a bull is? You've seen how, and I think it's the South Americans that do that thing, that red thing, and the bull will run because just wants to, because in the psychology of the bull, there's something in the bull's mind that wants to attack the red. It doesn't make sense. What is it going to attack? And at the end of the day, the bull gets killed. You do that game. That is how the siren works with the man. The man would chase the siren. He just wants to satisfy a lust. He's pulled in because he wants to prove a point. The siren gets you to want to prove a point. She gets your blessing. Your ego. Your ego is the number one target. Your sex drive is also there. The siren appeals the whole male weakness. Your ego, your sex drive, your need to dominate her to show that you got a fine woman who's with you. So the other guy will start, if you date her, and she will use you a job money very well. You know what I'm talking about? This is an everyday thing. The sirens are those who actually, if you see those gentlemen who kill themselves, they are those who kill their money. You become so obsessed with the siren. Her voice, so sweet. If it's not even necessarily so childlike or necessarily that way, her voice is in such a way that it's like the way that a mother's voice has an effect on the child. You get pulled in like the voice of a siren in the middle of a sea, such that Homer, what he said was there. He was tempting himself, and he was shouting, "Come on, I want us to go there." Till they passed the place and they released him. But he wanted to just get the experience because he've heard of so many sailors on sea who could not help it. They just moved there and they are killed by the sirens. That's what the siren does. She pulls you in, finishes you. So from their voice, the general thing, her voice, her body, the skin, she takes care of her skin. You know how women are, or you don't know? You know how we are. It's a man thing. Her skin, you see, like I think Richard was talking about the fetishes issue. You see it, and you just, she knows how to dress to catch your attention, expose certain parts of her body, wear certain kinds of clothing, her manners. She separates herself from other women. I'm not saying she doesn't talk to other women, but I'm saying that she stands out because she's one in 1,000. Such that you see her and you laugh because she makes herself look so high and out. So her movements and her manners. Oh, we are not pure for. You see those kind of things. You know how it gets women, but it's an act. Men in general, we are men. We are responsible. We always feel the need to be responsible, and it's overburdening to us. And the siren offers you pleasure away from responsibility. So you are lured. You just want a moment with someone whom just offers pure pleasure. Our time is going. Right now, 33 minutes. The rake is an extreme personality. Those are the ones that we usually call the Don Juan, the players. And you just wonder that how is that people able to get the girls like that? Something basic. And you just ask yourself, these men usually don't even have interest in marriage. And yes, they have success. It doesn't make sense. An odd success. The bad boy, you ask yourself, why? I want to tell you about just 3 things about the rake. They know how to incite desire because they desire the woman. The difference between the rake and an average or normal man is that the rake likes the woman so much that it becomes flattering to the woman. I don't know if you're getting where I'm coming from. She flatters the woman, just like the way a woman's body adornments and her makeup has an effect on a man. The same way that a man's strong desire for a woman, he's so much buried with fire that when he touches the woman burns. That's how I can describe the rake. Those are people that they say, oh Charlie, or bad. Like you see, on one new born room, they make music, not noise. Most of us make noise. Their mouth make music. Every word that they say is directed, flattery, promises. You see the Asante man. Hey, who never call you as crowd. Do you see that kind of any? No, who doesn't like a promise? Don't you like a promise? I'm asking you. A promise is seductive language because it pulls you in. You get caught in. Because nobody like if I promise you, Leonard, I'll take you to America next week, or that kind of. You are happy. You like me because of it. That's how they get them. So their language, their words, they are so bent desire for the woman that the woman catches the fire. The woman is flattered, such that like I said, you enter the mind. The man is able to enter the woman's mind. Secondly, they don't know what is resistance. Say jai. Only jai, and answer with help. Because when the woman says, you see, the average man usually would maybe stop after some time. But to the rake, when the woman resists him, he's happy. That's the trait of a rake. Because it affords him an opportunity to even try more. Like, it excites him. Yes. Some of them, they like it. There was this rake in history. His name was Picasso. I don't know if you heard that name before. The man likes women, and it was good because of the way he talks and everything. And there was and he has made so many conquests. This one woman who Picasso went to, and this woman was so easy. And Picasso said, I beg you, resist me small. He was begging the woman that just try to push. Why are you so busy? Just resist me, resist that kind of thing. Because in resistance, he's able to prove himself. One of the most important and critical aspects of seduction is proving self. I had this friend when I was in Russia, and this friend, a certain girl liked my friend so much. And the girl was crazy. Just come to the friend, we come and cook with him, stay in the room with the friend for a long period of time and all that. So one time the girl was sick in the hospital. The guy felt he was in a comfortable list so much that I won't go, that kind of thing. Like I'm trying to hold back, that kind of games. And there was one guy who was chasing the girl for a long time. The guy isn't so good and all that. The girl didn't like the guy. But when the girl was in the hospital, the guy visited the girl daily. Was going there daily. Every day you go with gifts, go and visit, chat with her and all that. And after the girl got out of the hospital, my friend was off the list. You understand what I'm talking about? Because the guy proved himself that I love him, I'm sure that I love him. Because when people tell you that they love you or they show interest in you, you ask yourself, would this girl really love me for long? Or she's just, that's what women ask themselves. Would he love me for long? Or he's just trying to use me to have sex with me or use me for a relationship and leave me? But when the man goes further to overcome that resistance, he's able to remove all doubt. And also he flatters the woman with a positive quality that this guy will fight for me, he will die for me. Rakes offer women that particular opportunity. Because women cheat a lot. And you never know. The fact of the matter is that when women enter marriage, it's boring. Every day the husband goes to work, the same thing, routine. In seduction, that thing goes on routine. Mystery. Not knowing what will happen next, and those things. Those are the things that make seduction work. You see, that's why usually when everything is settling down and there's nothing there, then that kind of thing. It's not magical, my brother. It's practical. It's just real things. So usually you see that maybe a particular girl has a boyfriend. Every time the boyfriend is doing things, cheating, and you will stay with the boyfriend rather. And you think, what's wrong with this girl? But it's interesting. There's something new to think about every day. And so she's there. And you think that you're the good guy, everything will be settled, there will not be anything. And she'll be cheating on you with a bad girl, a bad boy. Why? Because the bad boy offers pleasure. The husband is not offering that pleasure. The husband is boring. There's nothing new to look out to. But the bad guy shows her pleasure. Even if he's not going to be committed pleasure for a long time, she feels like a woman. The flattering part is that to the woman, it seems as the man lives for her. The man is all about her, crazy about her. And it's flattering. Even you a man sitting there, when a woman likes you, the woman is crazy about her and all that, it's flattering to you.
Oh, yeah.
So the truth of the matter is that women also have. So I'm saying that a woman has a fantasy of a man who gives totally of himself and lives for her, even if for a while. Women have a deep attraction to the forbidden, dangerous, and even the slightly evil. You understand what I'm saying? They have an attraction to the forbidden. For instance, a black boy, you go to Russia, you get girls, it's even.
You'll be tired.
Especially if you're a nice guy and other things. Why? Because you're the forbidden. the forbidden fruit. As in, you're a black guy, and she's not supposed to move with you. But somehow, the fact that you are forbidden, just like the Garden of Eden, the temptation becomes higher. So the bad boy is very tasty to the woman because he's forbidden. So one other thing about the rake is that the woman is tempted to reform him. That's one of the things that catches women in. In their mind, they are like, I'll make this boy a good boy. And the funny thing about it is that apart from the words of rake and how he's able to withstand resistance, for instance, this story about this man who was known to be a rake, serious seducer. And there was this time a man was so scared of this man that the man was living around the neighborhood that he locked his wife in the room and said, I'm coming back. You know what the rake did? He took a long wood, quite plywood like this, look for another house or the other side, ask the person, I want to use your window. Put the plywood there up to the other end. I don't know, like one window here with another window there. You put the plywood here and the wood went out to the other window. And you walk on that wood and then the woman's room. And those things, they are seductive because the woman says, so you did all this for me? You killed yourself for me? That is what the rake does. He proves himself out. I think we see it in movies sometimes.
I'm gonna die for you. What?
So I'm saying that it's the chinks in our armor that the seducer and the seductress uses. Those weak points are vanity. Oh, he did this for me. I'm so special. Vanity. Our greed. Promises. You see, one comes to it's your weaknesses. A seducer cannot beat you with your strength. The same way that Satan works. Your weaknesses. And also, the rake has a reputation. And it makes the rake dangerous. Because everybody knows that this guy can get girls. So all the girls want him. Why? Because they feel as if, let's say that Blay is a rake. And there are girls here. And they know that Blay has got so many girls, fine girls before. If Blay doesn't approach them or show interest in them, they start feeling insecure. Is it that I'm not beautiful enough? Is it that he has not seen me? That's how it works. Because it's a competition. That means if this guy who has got all the best girls in the city is not looking at me, that's not fine. You see, so she's even privileged and honored. Then the rake gives him that opportunity to seduce him and sleep with him. That's how the reputation is there.
Wow.
I want to break things down. So when I talk about siren and rake, I'm talking about seductive characters.
Yeah.
They are characters. They have a certain traits about them which makes them a complete being. All those traits are seductive and push people into them. So I'm talking about words, adency. So the rake is at war, W-A-R, and it's raw, R-A-W. You understand? Mm-hmm. The coquette. Mm-hmm. Have you ever played with a cat before? You know how cats are? Who draw out? They've not even seen you. The more you try to chase a cat, the more it goes away. If you don't mind the cat, they will come and rubbing itself around you. That's how the coquette works. She will not mind you, or he will not mind you. I think some of us have that trait. You realize that every time that you don't really mind a girl, that's when they want to get to know you. It's a seductive thing. It's all draws from vanity. Just to prove a point that I want to prove this guy that he likes me. You see how seduction, basic emotions, it's just emotions. And your weakness, your greed, your vanity, those unnecessary things, vanity, that's what love, vanity. So he just wants to prove a point. Children are also like that. You want to get to them because you hold a child and start crying. And the funny thing about it is that the boy and the child does that. You just want to prove the child that you want to prove yourself like I hold the child and the child will come to you.
Stop crying.
And that's how children seduce us.
Yeah.
I get where I'm coming from. So it's your vanity that's worrying you. Your ego, your vanity, useless things, emotions. So what I'm saying, the coquette pleases you by not trying to please you. Mm-hmm. He impresses you. A woman can also use that, a man can use that. The siren is a male, female, the coquette is a male, and the coquette is both male and female. The rake is a male. You see, so It's funny that someone that is not trying to please you is not trying. It's all success. It doesn't make sense. It's the one rather that you want. The person who is trying to please you. There's actually a particular trait that's called the charmer. We cannot talk about that one. I'm just talking about this trait. There are many characters, but we're just talking about these three. So the thing about the coquettes is that they know how to use selective withdrawal to enter your head. Today maybe it was nice with you. Oh, next time like he sees you, like he didn't mind me. And you know, it's seductive because you start thinking, why didn't he mind me? And like I told you, that is what creates desire. Because interest can be there, but desire comes when the person enters your head and starts asking yourself, does he like me? You start asking yourself questions. But real with him. You see what I'm talking about? That's how they get you into your mind. So you build the person up in your mind as so special. Has a girl done that to you before? They arouse desire through their appearance or their attitude. They can be cold and distant, and it excites you. We get that excitement from that denial. They can play cold, they can play warm. They alternate it. But there's something about them most of the time that is used to excite you already. So when they are playing that cold, you are trying to reach out for them. Need for validation, vanity. You just want their validation. You just want them to also pay attention to you. That makes you feel good about yourself. That yeah, this guy paid attention to me. And we don't like a vacuum. We always want to like resolve something. And the coquette knows that they've got you when they see that you are angry. Because when you are angry, that means something is wrong somewhere. I didn't ask you, sir. Because you want something, you're not getting it. That's why you're angry. And the more angry you get, the better. Because now the field of emotions has come in. Something is being said. That means they have you. So I'm saying that the coquette alternates excitement, confusion. Excitement, confusion. We realize that's the recipe for creating attraction. If you want to cook attraction, you put something that cause some excitement, cause some confusion, and stir it. And that's it. Recipe. So it's a pattern that the coquette adapts. And there's this lure where the coquette has detached herself from the man wants to. She's independent. She doesn't need you. I don't know if you get that particular picture. You have, and because you want to make her, you want to prove to yourself that you can make her dependent and want you. And you end up becoming a slave. Because your emotions are caught in. Are we talking about something here? Mm-hmm. The things that we talk about, when you go back and you go outside, you see that you are seeing things blue. When you see things that it's okay, sorry. And it will not affect you like it should affect you. You can now, no, these are the things that men need to know. So that when they go out, they don't be falling in love with all manner of bull and rubbish. At least when you are falling in love, you know that you have a say in it. Because love is not magic. Like Michael Jackson sang. When you are ignorant, things like it's not magic, it's psychology, something is happening to you. You cannot, any girl that you fall in love with, there was something about them that made you fall in love. It worked on you. Coquettes are masters at inciting jealousy. They know how to create triangles of desire. One time, you are there with her, she has shown interest in you, and so, oh, this girl likes me, she dey feel me. Let's say you see she touches and that guy is so happy, oh, they touch that guy. You become so jealous. And she becomes a trophy. What makes a trophy so enviable? Because two people are fighting for it. And when you win the trophy, what it means is that the exciting part of you, of course, the person didn't get it. That's what makes it exciting. It's not the trophy. So when we do a game of competition, give everybody the same gifts. And here with them. We have competitive spirit. And the coquette has that ability of creating that competitive spirit in you. Hot and cold. That pattern, confusion, excitement, that's something today, tomorrow. And there's always suspense when it comes to coquette. So it puts you in emotional chains. Are we getting something? Seductive victimology. Interesting. So when I say seductive victimology, I'm talking about victims of seduction. That means, what is it about you that makes you seducible? There's something about you that makes you seducible. You are something. And because of that thing that you are, there's a weakness in it. And because of that weakness, you can be seduced. So victims are categorized by what they feel they are missing in their life. Adventure, attention, romance, a naughty experience, mental or physical stimulation, etc. Once the seducer identifies their victim, they have the necessary ingredients for a seduction. It's just like a warrior who has identified the chink in the armor and is coming with a spear in this thing. Because he knows when he hits the armor itself, it will not enter. So he's coming directly that point. When he gets you there, boom, straight into your lungs, pushes it into your heart, and you are dead. The reality behind the mask. Sometimes you see someone who is so timid, and so this person, if I approach that person, it will be this thing. But that timidity is a weakness. Because that person, because they always make themselves that way, they lack adventure in their life. So when they meet someone who will bring that adventure, let's go here, we have fun, easy. So you see, there's something missing. The sister comes and fixes it in, and that's it. Or somebody who is a prude, you know what a prude is? Somebody who is so proper. The person just needs a naughty experience. Somebody who comes, that's why those good girls, they like bad boys like that. Because you know, they lack adventure. So when they meet a bad boy, excitement is there. And they are going to enter into new worlds and other things. And when that thing comes in, that thing is missing in their life. So let's look at some of the victims. These are the victims. We cannot talk about all of them. The reformed rake. The reformed rake is a rake who is now growing. So now he's reformed. He's now growing. He thinks he has to be serious in life. But now a young girl comes into his life, a young person, and excites something inside him. What does he excite? Excites the need to seduce her. So the young girl comes so innocent and all that, and he just sees that opportunity. And the young girl is a challenge. All of a sudden that thing rises in him again. No, let me get
the last one.
Yeah. So the reformed rake has that weakness because they have experienced the pleasure of being a rake before. When they meet the reformed rake or siren, when they meet a young man and they now see that they can use this thing on that person, they are tempted to do it just for the pleasure. They remember their past.
Yeah.
The disappointed dreamer. There's some people who have dreamed, they're disappointed. The way they dream that their life will be like. They dream that, oh, I'll build a house, I'll get this, I'll be excited, I'll have adventure and romance in my life. So that disappointment still stays there. Of course, maybe the world has offered them something different, which is lower. And they feel disappointed. But they've accepted that, oh, so when they meet someone who can offer them that thing, let's look at a young woman who when she was young, she's always dreaming of, I want a man who is tall, that was her dream. She's got married to a man who is short and all the negative or anything like that because she didn't have the option. When another young man who is tall and another thing comes with his own car, travels to Dubai and comes back, travels to US and comes back, she is missing that thing. That lust is still there. So that man has the recipe for disaster. So when I'm talking about seductive technology, I want you to identify there are 6 things. By the time I finish, I want you to identify yourself somewhere. This topic, I want us to finish it. We'll go to break. You know, we have time. The last 1 hour is there just for something, so we can finish still at 6. We'll push it. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we'll finish. After all this thing. We'll finish by 6. Everything by 6. Then we'll eat and go. Okay. So the disappointed dreamer. That's it. The pampered royal. When he was young, or when they were young, they were pampered. New toy, new this, new that, and now they are going. It's not really there. So when you meet a young man, a young woman who can pamper them, and they fall because that thing is missing. I guess where I'm coming from. Maybe when you're young, your mother pampered you, come and he does this for that for you. When you meet a woman who does that for you, you fall and you think that you're in love. Psycho, it's not magic. The new prude. This is a young man or a young woman who has a disciplined way of living. Last adventure. When this young man meets a woman who brings adventure and pleasure, he starts imagining things because it's missing. Most of the time, young men who are proper, they are those who are more likely to go. They are tempted into that particular direction when they meet the sirens. Oh, sirens! Oh, if you're a good boy, the siren, you're easy. If you're not, she'll get you easy because you see that promise of pleasure and the naughtiness and the dangerous part of it and all that. But they combine it all and come and put it on you. The dangerous part of her and the fact that when you get there, you be so that kind of thing. And you just want to experience pleasure. That's adventure in your mind when you're a child. You know, as a young boy, when you're around 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, you have adventure of becoming a wonderful, great person, and that thing fits in. It's missing. You've not got it yet. The crash star. The crash star was once upon a time a star. Maybe when he was in JSS or primary, he was the best athlete or the shark in the class. And now, all of a sudden, they are not a star. They've got into the business world and now they are greater sharks. Or because of one of the two reasons, they didn't get there. Such a person, when a seducer wants to seduce such a person, they come from the direction of flattery. Say, Charlie, you two, they do up like this. And all of a sudden, your eyes light up. You're happy. Somebody has recognized something about you. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. Because it mentions something. And you now get attracted to that person. Because you want more of what they are offering you is missing. They've got the goods. Demand and supply. Economics. I was writing a book called The Economics of Love. But I've delayed a lot. It's an interesting, I think I mentioned some very, very interesting concept. Very interesting. I think I have to actually work on this because the ideas are there, but I'm not getting the time because of work. No, doctor, dear. I'm not gonna. I started writing it, but all of a sudden, work came to block me. But I have to finish that. It's a great book. Even me that I wrote it, I wonder when I look at it. The novice is a very innocent person. He's not initiated in the ways of the world. So when they meet someone who is dangerous, they get pulled in. You are coming from. The conqueror can be a rich, can be any person. Some people are there, they like to conquer. You know, they like to take up new projects, do things, make things happen. So when they meet a woman or a man, usually it's a man, they get actually, but they are female conquerors too. And they get actually, and the guy excites anything in them. They will come for you, do anything to get you. For the conqueror, they want someone who will offer them resistance because they like overcoming obstacles. So when a woman sees a conqueror in you and she offers you that resistance, you'll be chasing her. You where I'm coming from. I want to summarize all of them. And the drama queen. I will just skip this one. Okay, it's just fetishist. They like foreign things. So when they meet someone who is foreign or has a look of foreign, they get attracted. And you can identify those ones by what they do. They listen to certain kind of music. There are rooms you see foreign things. The way they speak and everything they do, it seems as if they don't like because they don't like where they are. They're not happy with their things and they feel as if, oh, mini American, and we have a lot of them in Ghana here. Mini American, and all their mind is America or Britain or this, they hate their circumstances. So when they meet a man or Bruni from outside, easy. Because the person offers that foreign thing and they get pulled in. Or even a local person who offers foreign something, they get pulled in because they have that fetish of the foreign items, foreign goods, foreign way of thinking, foreign things. When they meet someone like that, they get attracted because that is what is missing in their life. The drama queen can also be a drama king. Those people know they are dangerous. They like drama. They don't like if you are. They want that. I think have you watched Jerry Springer show before? Who has watched that show before? You don't watch it. It's an American show that shows people who most of them are very erratic and all that, and they come in with relationship problems, and Jerry Springer tries to solve it for them. And some of them are real drama queens. They don't like peace. They always want something exciting or a disorder in their life at any given point in time. So when you don't offer them that, they will try to pull that in. That argument will be they are looking for a quarrel, or there are many women like that. That's a drama queen. And those people, if you offer them the chance to do that. If you're in a relationship with them, you don't offer them that, they are not interested. If you offer them a chance, you always create drama. You create something that you go and sleep for that woman, you go and do something. She will complain, but she likes the complaining. It's a masochistic streak. She enjoys it rather that way. That's where you find women who find themselves in certain relationships and they cannot live. And you will say, oh, this woman, I'm sad for her. See her. But she's happy in the relationship that you think. That one who is sad because she likes drama. It's her sickness. But such a person, if you make a mistake, then your life is going to be drama. I can't drama graph. And funny. The professor type likes to teach. They like to use their mind to think. So for them, their weakness is that the sensual part of them is underdeveloped. Yeah, because they're always thinking, they're always about books, about thinking, about analysis, thinking. So when they meet a woman, especially a siren, a woman who offers them pure pleasure, they are causing because they are missing that part in their lives. Like I said before, the victim is defined by what? What they are missing in their life. So you meet a need. Like our businessman was saying, you have to meet a need. That's the world. The world is a place of meeting needs. So like I mentioned before when we started, the seducer is a strategist. He looks at himself and says, okay, I have this about me. What is it about this guy? What does he need? Because if I come to you and don't give you what you need, you don't really want to. You get what I'm trying for? That is a victim. The floating gender. The floating gender are what we call the Oba Berima or Besia. What do you call it? What do you call it? Kojo Besia. Those are the floating gender. They are not comfortable just being male or female. They like to be female and they like to be male. So you see that they are male, maybe in their appearance, and they could even stick tall, but they have a very feminine streak about them. Yeah. And those ones, they prefer women who have a masculine streak about them. They balance them out because they are missing that part. You understand? In the same way that a man who is very masculine likes a woman that's very feminine. These ones, they like women who are very feminine and soft and that kind of thing. Because that's the missing part, that fitting. The same way the floating gender doesn't stay as one gender. Comes here, goes there, that kind of thing. Because of that, they like someone also comes here, goes there to balance them out.
They can switch.
So usually the Kojo Besia they're talking about, they like tomboys.
Yeah. True.
Because they are missing that aspect in their life. The beauty. It's funny. Usually we look at beautiful girls and we think that they are the most difficult, but they are not difficult. They have a weakness. You know, they suffer from isolation. Because, you know, everybody comes to them and everybody's looking at their beauty. Everybody's watching them because of their beauty. So they feel insecure. And they are afraid that if I'm not beautiful anymore, then what would I be? They're looking for a guy who would look beyond their beauty. Who would praise them. Instead of you can say, oh, you're fine as the first thing, you have to go and look for something about her. You are very skillful, you are very intelligent. If she says something, you're really intelligent. So you're very smart. You can think, that kind of thing. And she feels seduced because you don't see her as an object. Just a beautiful object. But you are not seeing it, you are putting a soul in her. And she appreciates that. They also like men who see them as equal. Because usually men lift them up too, but they don't like that because they know they're not that. Like Richard was telling the guy. So you see how the seduction takes place here. You know, she knows that she's not all that. Most of them are going to develop themselves. I guess where I'm coming from. So when you identify for who she is and you see that you can relate to you on an equal level, like see her as normal or just as any other person, let's talk. She appreciates you because she now sees that you are seeing her as a human being. But she suffers from isolation. Most people see beauty, they admire it, but they cannot get close to it. That's why they usually say that most of the time we even think that beautiful girls are the ones who get most of the guys, but most of the time they are limited. So something is missing. So seducer is always looking for victims. What I'm saying here now, I'm not looking for thieves, I'm looking for soldiers. Or Ibua. I'm looking for soldiers. I'm telling you these things so that you be aware of them and know yourself. Have you identified yourself yet? And your weakness and what makes you fall. So that when you go, you don't be seduced by just any girl. And find yourself in certain situations you find yourself in. The aging baby. The aging baby is childlike. you've seen adults, maybe they are 20 something, but still they act like children. They are so excited. Like, I don't know, if met such people. Like, they can be very brilliant and all that. They can be serious and all, but still, there's some part of them that you see, like they like doing themselves, like, what's this guy doing? You've met such people like that.
Yeah.
That is their weakness. And what they want is a person who will be an adult figure in their life. So when you are in their life and you're like, oh, you're the responsible one, you want to take, you can accommodate them, you can tolerate their attitude, the way they behave, and you don't want to be like, oh, don't do this. Like the way a parent helps their child, they fall in love with you.
Hello?
They fall in love. The rescuer is always looking for someone to rescue. I remember I had a rescuer when I was in Russia. You know, they are looking for a need to occupy. So they see that you need something. They do that because it makes them feel good and superior about themselves. So that's why they always want to help you. Whenever they see somebody who is like underprivileged or somebody who is lacking in something, they just come and it makes them feel good about it. They are the rescuers. And all they are looking for is for you to offer yourself for rescue. And they start falling. Because that's the thing that's missing in their life. I'm summarizing everything. I don't want to talk plenty. The rule has lived before. Well, enjoy life with that. I remember, like, when he was young, as a young man, he was doing things, enjoying the life, social life. He has got money before, enjoy. He's now growing. But then he meets a young, innocent person. And then now he remembers the olden days. And he's tempted to relive the olden days. That's the rule. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. So that's the lure for him. That's the thing that is missing. So when they meet someone who is young and innocent, or someone who reminds them of their past, they remember those times, that kind of thing. And the person pulls them in the seductive pool. So you see an older man with a young, beautiful girl. Because he's lived it before and he's remembering his past, he wants to live it again. The idol worshippers, some people are there, they want someone to worship every time. Those are the young women that you always see going to Obinim. They want someone, they want a guru in their life every time. So you see them very, very religious. They go to, they always, they want to do something. They want to serve a particular God, a particular purpose. And the weakness about them is that they need something or someone to worship. So when they meet a young gentleman, I'm talking about these religious girls, who says, I also go to church. Go to church with them, you do that or that. And they see a reflection of what they worship in that person, they start falling. Because they are seeing a human reflection of what they worship. It is God that the person worships. And they see in you the image of God, that you are very disciplined, humble, young man, all that. They start falling in love. But they are seeing this and they reflect or project that worshipful feelings towards you. You get where I'm coming from? Then the sensualist. The sensualist is very sensual. I'm talking about they pay attention to color, scent, sensuality. You can see them, you can identify them by how they can enter a room and just go, there's a scent in it. Even they don't even say anything. Or they see colors and they say, oh, this place is nice. So those people, they are always looking for sensuality. So when a young man sees such a woman, they want to seduce such a woman, they set the background and put details in. You come to your room, spray perfume, put the flowers, you arrange a place, and they start falling because that's what they are missing. When you always put them in an environment when they get that sensual thing, they connect. And the last one here is the lonely leader. Most of the time, leaders are very lonely because everyone sees them as boss. So when you're in the office and your boss, you're able to relate to your boss on an equal level. They feel like human beings, just like a beauty. People who are elevated so much, they just want to be normal. They just want to be seen as just like everybody else because they know that they are human beings. So just like in the case of a beauty, when a lonely leader meets a fellow who is not just flattering them, hey, they don't like that thing. What they want is you telling them your mind, not insulting them, but telling them, oh, I think this and that thing. Like trying to communicate with them as if they are just like anyone else. And they appreciate you. Look in your offices, you see. The guys who know how to relate to the boss, they seduce their bosses by trying to relate to them. Oh, boss, they give the bosses respect, but still they know how to come on equal, throw their mind, take this in, chide their boss a little in a very nice way and all that. They respect them and they fall in love with them, and they are their favorites every time. Okay, we finished with sedative etymology. What I want to talk about, I'm not sure we can talk about them so much. We've got about 20 more minutes. Or, yeah. They will go for about 50 minutes break and come at 1 o'clock. The longer and slower, we are not talking about sedative process. I'll just summarize everything. The longer and slower the seduction takes, the deeper it is. Some of us rush too much. That's when I remember when we get it, or we have slow but sure. It's slow but sure. Because that one is even more powerful. The seducer or seductress knows that she's going to take her time. Patience, focus, strategy. A well orchestrated image, paying attention, not in a hurry. So, like we said, seduction always starts from the mind, moves to the emotions, attacks the subconscious, and now there's the physical part of it. So, in seduction, there are 4 phases. The first phase is the separation phase. In that phase is the mental phase. I think we talked about it a little, where you are stirring this interest, then moving to desire, all in the mind. The second phase is the emotional phase, where we create pleasure and emotions. That's where excitement and confusion comes in. Then the third phase is the subconscious, where we are tackling a person's subconscious mind. Things that a person doesn't really realize on a conscious level. It could be the person's past experiences. Maybe the person was brought up by a parent figure, and through conversation, the seducer is listening to you. Okay, telling about your past. My father was like this, my mother, and it identifies your need. The subconscious, so your mind, they will be satisfying something that you've never even thought of on a realistic level. You get what I'm trying to say? Then there's a physical surrender. That's when the seducer or seductress moves in for the kill. Whether be it the seducer wants to seduce you and put you into bed, or a kiss, or whatever, or the politician is trying to get you to vote for them, going in for the kill. I think we talk about this. These are the various things that we can talk about. If I pick one of them, I can use all the 90 minutes. So let me just summarize. So choose the victim. The seducer didn't just choose anybody. They choose the person who has something missing in their life that they can satisfy. You understand what I'm talking about? A seducer, maybe the person is a lonely person. The person is lacking adventure in their life. The person is missing something. It can be a person who is unemployed. The person has a lot of time on their mind. So, a person who is not occupied is easier to seduce. That's why they say they never find work for the ideal mind. So young men who are now coming on, they don't really have so much to think about. They are a sweet target for the sugar mummies. Because they don't have anything to think about. Like that kind of thing. Maybe a school a crack and all over. You see. Then you can talk about a sense of security. I was talking about the approach. The seducer or seductress comes in indirectly. So I think Richard was giving an example yesterday about a lady who wanted to approach a friend but came into a third party. Or you know how women do it. You see a gentleman that you like, you come and pass one. You come and pass. You are working on your mind because you see her again and again. Now she enters your mind subconscious so that the next move will be easier. So you come and pass. She come and pass it. So she skirts the periphery of your vision. You see where I'm coming from? And when she does that, she enters your mind. You don't know what is happening, but it's happening. By the time you realize you are feeling the girl, you don't know why. You get where I'm coming from? So the sense of security can be created by friendship, a cat and mouse movement. You come in today, tomorrow, not that kind of thing. So in their mind, the whole idea of sense of security is about preventing resistance, to bring the person's guards down. That is the aim of the seducer or seductress. So maybe the person approaches you straightforward, your alarms will be raised, and the way you react is not really. But when they do all those things, for instance, a young man wants to seduce a young woman. He's a young woman's store. Every time he comes to pass, today he comes and pass by the store. Tomorrow come and pass. The young woman is not getting used to it. Yeah, often you can say, next thing you say, oh, hello. Yeah, I'm coming from. 4 days, like, oh, listen. In few days, oh, I'll buy this. 7 days. You see what I'm coming about? That's what I'm saying. The slower the process, the better. But some guys rush. You meet a lady that you like, oh, it's like you want to go and confess now. I like you. I love you. You start writing love letter, and you know love letter stuff. If you want to write love letter, you have to know how to write love letter. It's an art. It's not every love letter that's a love letter. It has to carry a particular technicalities. For that one, I will not talk about that. Because I know there are a lot of thieves here. Yeah. So I don't want to create thieves. Like I said, my intention of talking about all this is not to create thieves, but to create soldiers who are on guard. It's for your own sake, protect yourself. But you can be a thief sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. When the need be, you can be a thief. Business thief. I don't know if you are getting where I'm coming from. Okay. Then we can talk about insinuation. Oh, women insinuate a lot. They are very good at game of insinuation. Just come and pass it by, use it as to rub your body. He's telling you something. You see what I'm talking about? Insinuation is giving you a hint or suggesting something to you. It can be that she says something, say, oh, I'm joking. This thing, look at the way that I'm joking. They feel you proud. Hey, I'm joking. You see, so she cuts it off. You say, oh, she's joking. But she's planted a seed. That's the power of insinuation. It's a seed that she's planted. And it will grow. You know a funny thing? I can insinuate something to you. See, this is your friend, be careful of him. Maybe, I don't know, but maybe. And you go into your room and you start thinking. But you don't remember that this is the one who planted it in your head. When you start thinking about it, that's how inspiration works. And that's how powerful. Because when you now start coming to your own conclusion, you forget about the person who initially planted the seed there. It's just like somebody who had ate orange seeds, was passing by and just threw it somewhere. The person goes and leaves the orange seed, and nobody remembers who threw the orange seed there, but there's an orange plant there. That's how insinuation works. So, retraction of statements. You see where I'm coming from? A particular glance in the eyes. As she's talking to you, you're all talking like normal friend, but she likes you. So she'll be doing some eyes, something and that kind of thing, giving you a wink and all that. You cannot really grasp and say she's doing because of this and that. She's insinuating to you something. At the end of the day, you'll be getting ideas that this girl, but you don't remember exactly what made you think that. That's how powerful insinuations are, because you don't remember the source of it. It's like a seed that has been thrown somewhere that's germinating. But the one who threw the seed is not remembered. You remember? You get what I'm trying to say? And mixed signals. So this one is just about the phase 1. Mixed signals. So as you can see, it's a step-by-step process. By the time you create a sense of security, you've created interest. You are moving on to sending mixed signals. By the time you get to insinuation downwards, you are now creating desire. You get what I'm trying to say? So a sense of security, I mean by that, mixed signals, I mean by that, usually what makes people very attractive is when they have something contradictory about them. Maybe you see Daniel is quite a quiet boy. For example, one time you see something about Daniel saying certain jokes and certain funny things. How can a quiet boy like that? You see, those are things that attract us because it signals to us some depth. And we become curious. We want to know how somebody like that can become this at the same time. You see an innocent girl, in her appearance, her face looks so innocent and other things. But she flirts between the particular way. Hey, how can such a girl look so innocent and clean like that, be so flirtatious, and she's sexual too? I don't know if we are getting the point I'm trying to make. So it's a mixed signal and it goes deep. Because it gets into your mind. Phase 1 is about what? The mind, interest, desire. And this is going to start stirring desire because you now be thinking in your secret place. Let's move on. Okay. Let me just substantiation, then someone. So I'll not talk about that. Suspense. We talk about suspense, right? Suspense. Hey! Suspense. Okay, about suspense, I'm talking about the drama. You don't know what's going to happen next. Yesterday she minded you, she didn't mind you today. She said this, there was a quarrel here. So those kind of things, all those things, so you don't know what is going to happen next. Because of that, it's in your mind. apart from your mind, it's now stirring emotions inside of you. Sometimes it's even funny. You're angry at a girl, but still, because of the anger, you are connected. Why are you angry in the first place? Because you like her, and what she's doing is worrying you. Because if something is not really, you don't get angry. So when she makes you angry, me finding cassava, you come tell you, who don't papa? Because and women, like I told you, I gave you a point. Men points are what? I gave you that example. Represents what? Emotions. And to women, emotions represent points. You see what I'm saying? So that's how she really. So when she makes you angry, it's a point to her. She knows she has you. Or she gives you a particular image and says, get away there. She doesn't worry about that because she knows she has you at the back of your mind. So I'm talking about suspense here. Yeah, let's talk about the power of words. Most of us make noise. Seducers play music. You see now, if our people are saying a new body man, it's not just a poem, it's a real thing. Music. Music is sweet. Right now, if I come and I start doing this, you enjoy it. You say, this guy, stop pulling this, the way this song makes. It's not like a blatant song. Because it's not rhythm. It doesn't have any rhythm, it's not sweet. That's why, what I'm talking about is this. Sometimes we're talking to someone, or someone is talking to you, and the person is making noise. You know the person is not saying anything, the person is saying something, but it's noise. Because it's not relevant to you, you don't really care what the person is saying, maybe the person is talking about themselves. Oh, and when I did this, he just wants to get away. You ask the person talking, you're looking around, after the person start playing music. What is music? Promise. Oh, Charlie, I promise you. He said, it's all you do for me. Sometimes you're talking to a girl, she's not interested in you. You start promising her, oh, Valentine, I'll buy you something. All of a sudden she's interested. Maybe she has not minded your message. She has not replied to your message for 5 years. After you talk, oh, Valentine is coming. When is your birthday? This. Or it's a promise you're trying to give me. Something that to pleasure her. So now she's interested. Oh, when we do send the Valentine gifts? Oh, the conversation now starts going. Because previously you were making noise. When the guy is not minding your phone, you are making noise.
Yeah.
You're not talking about relevant things. If you are flattering her, if you are giving sweet words and other things, it's music. She will be engaged in it. But as soon as you realize that interest is going, that means you are making noise. That's so what noise am I making? You get where I'm coming from? That is the power of words. Politicians always use it. They know how to use the right words. Words that create emotions. A word like tax. Tax. Promises, tax. If I mention a word like tax, it creates emotion because it's annoying. And but you always will cut down tax. So you are using the word tax and it's a promise that is given. So you are free. A word like free. It creates emotions. You are getting me? So when I talk about seduction, I'm talking about seduction in the social field, on the sexual field, in the political field, on the TV, everywhere. Seduction. The store that you are seeing, the way it's designed, that it pulls you in. Seduction. You are being led astray. You are being led from your path that you've taken, your own notions, your own point of view, to what they want to get you to do. Maybe you need to have done that, but they've seduced you. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's all in the details. Paying attention to details. The seducer or seductress knows how to pay attention to details. The gifts, well tailored, the letters, well written. Everything is detailed. Her dressing is detailed. She dresses, cut it here, do the push up. When she comes and the details are there. So all the details are there to pull you in. Everything is not done just for the sense everything is details. Her movements, every move she makes, calculated. Poetic presence. Poetic presence. We like poetry because poetry changes emotions in us. So, poetic presence is about where the producer even sends you on a date. I'm talking about creating a presence where the seduced is away. They remember the experience. Sometimes, I don't know, those who have experience with dating, you went out with a lady somewhere. And you always remember that, there are so many maybe events you brought out, but there's some of the events that you remember remember when I went. And those are some of the things that you fantasize about because there was something special. There was a connection, maybe a certain music that was played, or a certain gift, or a certain item the person gave you that had a certain smell. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That's seduction taking place. A poetic presence. So whenever that thing, that object, or that scenario plays in your mind, poetry. We are summarizing everything though. These things, each of them, if I pick them, I can talk like 1 hour. Strategic weakness and vulnerability. A. So the seducer or seductress knows how to strategically play weak and vulnerable. And she does that for a reason. What I mean is this: a woman, all of a sudden, she starts crying. It's a strategic weakness. Because when she starts crying, your guards will go down. You realize that, oh, she's even so weak to the touch. She's even crying for this. You see, so your guard goes down and you're able to trust her more. Why? Because you realize that she's not all that strong after all. When a man who starts confessing a woman, you are the fool, you like, when I see you, like, I've been dreaming of, you know, it's a strategic weakness or vulnerability that she's showing. And that makes him strong. It's strategic, it's not just any weakness at all to show neediness. But maybe the man previously has shown so much strength. Playing the game, the woman is now becoming suspicious. This guy maybe is playing me. All the time he plays that strategic weakness on the way, and the woman sees that, oh, he's not playing, he's even weak. He's that crazy about me. I guess one. So it's a strategic point, and it's used by the seducer at the point when he starts seeing that there's possibility of suspicion. Isolation. Very important. A seducer knows that. All of us, we live in a world that's routine. So you have your friends talking to you, and you know, he knows that when he talks to you and you go back home, you might talk to another person, and the person will, your mind will go off on him, or somebody will give you advice. So the seducer knows how to isolate you by getting you alone. If he sends you for vacation one week to buy, that's all. But at that time, you don't have any defense. All the defenses go down the room. And anything that they want to do to you, they'll do to you. They can work on your mind very well because they don't talk to you and go home and go talk to someone else. They say, oh, this guy, are you sure? Are you getting where I'm coming from? Or any other thing will not. In routine life, you go to work in the morning, you close at this time, you do this, will not distract you from him. There's a focused attention, one-on-one battle. So you are defeated there and then. And you know how the bad boys do it, or those kind of guys. So let's go for 3 days weekend. At what? That's part. And that's all. By the time you come back, the story is different because you were isolated. Isolation is a dangerous thing because your mind, you don't have any defense. You and me. So you abandon yourself to the other person. You don't intentionally, but you don't have enough because that's the only person that you can hold on to. There's no one around. Okay, so that's the part 2. Now the part 3. Seductive evidence. Proving yourself. I think we talked about that initially, so I won't talk so much about it. Proving self. You know, when I talk about this kind of, I like to use stories. But all of our time, I'm not going to use stories so much. Because each and every one I can give a number of stories and all that. So, seductive evidence, proving yourself. Because, like I said, the proving yourself is essential for the seducer or seductress because, why? I mentioned it earlier on. It's used to cut away suspicion and doubt. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So the doubts go down because, example, a man, let me give you one story. There was a woman called Pauline Bonaparte. That was Napoleon's sister. And one time, she was a manizer. She changed men just like that. But this one guy in her life that she held on to for a long time. And the reason was that one time she had a toothache and her teeth had to be removed. And the guy was like, oh, let them remove. And she was afraid because those didn't have those kind of things to just for pain. So she was afraid. The guy said, do it. And she was like, what are you talking about? I didn't want, like, do you know how painful it would be if it were you? And the guy said, oh, the guy just picked a chair and told the dentist, remove this my teeth. And so there was nothing wrong with the teeth, though. So the dentist came to remove your teeth. And the guy said, that's all. And the girl was able to do it. She gained confidence. But what happened was that she was impressed because the man gave her seductive evidence that This guy can go this far to lose one teeth because of me. Does he care about me? Because Pauline Bonaparte has had many men who didn't care. They just want the sex and they just go. So when a man is able to prove himself, that suspicion of, oh, this guy just wants to just sleep with me and go, goes down. That doubt inside of her disappears. And the man also is able to show a positive quality about himself, that he's caring and he can protect her. So killing a bird with 10 birds with 1 stone. You get it? There are so many men who got women just because of seductive evidence. Like the way my friend's girlfriend or girl was taken from him because he felt he was in a comfortable age. That's one of the things that men always do. Let me tell you, no girl, you're not a comfortable with any girl. No matter how much it's crazy about chasing or that, somebody can take care from you. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
But because of your ego, you think that you are the best man in this world. No guy can take it. The girl, they feel you. The girl will say, he's near, I put the tree. Be careful of that because seduction is real. You say, sometimes you say that you think you are strong because you've not met any enemies who are strong. Usually because most guys around are just, so because you think you are local champion, because of your 1-2, 1-20. Because she has another local champion. You see how bad you are. You don't know anything because you realize that, hey, it's other massa. But bet you, girl, it's simple. You're not too special. That's one thing you also have to remember. You're not too special. You're a human being. Hey, no one is safe. A transgression is taboo. I think we talked about it a little, so I don't want to. When somebody sees the bad boy or a bad girl, that taboo aspect of it pulls us in. Because usually our lives are marred in routine and boredom. Spiritual lures. I think that was my favorite one. The physical lure and the spiritual lure. We'll be finishing very soon. Spiritual lure. When I talk about spiritual lure, I'm talking about the way pastors are able to get the girls like that.
Yeah.
Because the girls project the divinity upon them. They see them as so special and afflict them in their mind because they are pastors. You see where I'm coming from? It can be in a particular behavior of a person. It can be even the sense of destiny. Something spiritual. For instance, you know how most girls are obsessed with this issue of zodiac signs. And they just get to know that both of you are in this sign, and your sign and a sign fit together. We are meant to be together. You've seen it in songs, you've heard it in songs. You've seen it, and it works so much because it's a lure, it pulls you in. Because you now feel as if a divinity or a higher power is in support of a relationship. Like a dove that flew by. And he came out and he was so seduced by that spiritual lure. You see where I'm coming from? Because now he sees as if a divinity itself has spoken into the situation. Or a higher power has spoken. It's meant to be. It's very seductive to us. Mixing pleasure and pain. Very necessary. For the seducer or seductress. If it's all sweet, she gets bored. If it's all pain, it gets bored. That's where suspense comes in for the seducer or seductress. And that's where one time it's so nice to the girl, another time like, you see where I'm coming from? So pleasure is mixed with pain. Our time is up, so let me just go through it. I don't want to stop. Space to fall. Some of us, we don't know how to. We don't have patience. Sometimes, the seducer will go to the seducer will use that. He might even chase the girl, but then he stops. He's not minding the girl anymore. He's giving the girl chance to now be the one to chase. Because during that particular point in time, the girl will start thinking, what happened? Does he not like me anymore? I'm not attractive anymore. So he gives the seducer space to fall. Because during that particular time, it's a strategic time. When he has worked on the mind, he has now worked on the emotions and all that. And now things are working. He has got the interest, the desire, and all that. The space to fall will deepen the effects. Are you getting where I'm coming from? So that particular space in time is a time of vanity. It's a time of vanity where the person starts asking themselves questions, they just want to prove themselves. Have I done anything wrong that this guy doesn't want to mind me anymore? now more and more into her head, and it deepens the effect. Now she will be the one chasing you. Has that happened to anybody before? Yeah. Say yeah. So seduction is a practical thing. It's not a thing that is maybe, we've relegated it. We all seduce. Conscious or unconscious, we seduce. Sometimes you don't even know what you are doing, but we seduce. But the seducer or seductress, if he doesn't know all this, at least he's aware of what they are doing. No, this one if I do this and do that. But maybe he doesn't really have the whole structure in his mind that is, but at least the few points in the war, or maybe on in your way. So it makes them dangerous. Physical lures. Oh. Remember bread. Physical lures. I'll use this illustration. Your mother is cooking in the kitchen. You can smell food. You start moving. Maybe your favorite food. You just enter. What happens next? Your mouth waters. Your eyes are enlightened. Charlie, chicken, you just in eye. Like that kind of thing. And now you want to taste it. Your hand will start moving. You'll be tempted to go and just pick a little of it and put it in your mouth. That's how the physical lure works. The physical lure works such that you have to understand that a sense of taste stimulates the eyes. The senses are connected to each other. That's why when you see something, you want to touch it. When you see a beautiful woman, you can maybe be sitting behind a woman in the bus, very beautiful woman, scent. You feel you want to touch. I get where I'm coming from. They are connected. I use the illustration of the food aspect. When you smell it, your mouth waters. You want to taste it. When you see it, you want to touch it. In the same way, physical lures work in that way. So it's a lure. It's tricking you or pulling you into something. That's why a woman can come and pass by you, rub herself against you. You want to look. Who is this? What does the structure look like? And she'll do it for that purpose. She's luring you, and now you will test to know more about that soft ass that touched you. I don't know. You get what I'm trying to, where I'm coming from. It's a physical lure. I don't want to talk so much about it. But people use their eyes, their mannerisms, certain ways of looking at you and all that. They are physical lures that pull you in. Because they are working purely on your emotions and senses. One-on-one battle. The bold move. There's always a time for a bold move. And the after effects, I don't want to talk too much. Our time is up. But I think at least I'll be able to run through almost everything. A time comes that you have to make the bold move. A seducer and seductress knows that. When they see that everything is prepared, this girl is prepared and all that, then they boldly move. Because no matter how well the seducer and seductress goes, until the bold move takes place, things might wane again. And the after effect is that after some time, boredom sets in. Seducer knows how to stir things up again. See, when a husband and wife quarrel, after the quarrel, the relationship becomes stronger. Or when a girl and a boy, the girl has a boyfriend, and that girl was trying to come in, and it caused a rift between them. And at the end of the day, they came back together. The relationship becomes stronger because the girl feels as if they've won over something. They appreciate the relationship even more. So the seducer always tries to create that sense. And usually those kind of things, they happen naturally in relationships. They happen naturally in relationships. The relationship is stronger. Those small quarrels, those small things that come in, the suspense and other things, skip it. But when everything settles down a straight line, it's very likely that she's going to be cheating on you anytime soon. Thank you very much. God bless you. Okay.